Ted. Before I introduce our next speaker, Mr. Herbie May, I want to pause and thank him in front of his classmates, the faculty, and his family. I have said many times that the job of the school president is no walk in the park. It's not a role that one enters into without significant personal sacrifice. The school president is called on to speak on behalf of the school, to greet visitors, to lead in calm seas and in rough waters. Asking an 18-year-old or 19-year-old boy to be on his best behavior at all times, to provide leadership on each and every day, and from time to time to stand alone on some difficult issues. That's asking a lot. Herbie May is a superb Salisbury boy. He loves this school, and he loves his friends with all of his heart. He also has a great sense of humor. In fact, quick story, years ago, when Herbie was applying to Salisbury, he tortured his father for months, telling him that where he really wanted to go was Avon Old Farms. His father was panicked. I fielded a number of phone calls over those months. I thought I knew what was going to happen all along, but I wasn't sure. But that was brilliant. Herbie embodies all the qualities that I think of when I picture the truest Salisbury boy. In fact, there's a secret pool amongst his classmates and some faculty, complete with odds, about Herbie assuming the role as the Salisbury headmaster someday. All I can say is it's a job I highly recommend. This, of course, would be your retirement job, however, because, as we all know before this, you're going to be the general manager of the Baltimore Ravens. Herbie is a Sarum Knight through and through, and I'm proud to know him. And fortunately, we have been blessed with not one, but two incredible leaders. The man sitting next to you, Herb, Ryan Frazier. And while Herbie's going to give the address this morning, I'm sure Ryan will make it up here sooner or later. Together, you boys have earned the respect of the faculty and of all the boys in school. Let me say how fortunate we are to know you and to have spent this time with you. It is my pleasure to call the president of the class of 2012, Herbie May, to the podium.
Lay off. Thank you, Mr. Chandler. Okay, we can start now. Thank you, Mr. Chandler. Good morning. My name is Herbie May. On behalf of the brothers in the class of 2012, I'd like to welcome everyone to this amazing day. For the past year, I've had the distinct privilege of serving the school as a student body president. I first want to thank the boys for putting their faith in me, as well as customary for the president of the school to stand before you today. I want to give a particular thanks to my vice president, Ryan Frazier, whose leadership and partnership were critical to the success we enjoyed this year on the Hilltop. We've had plenty of highlights and we've enjoyed tons of success at Salisbury. We could not have done any of this without all of you here today. Parents, friends, faculty, staff, we cannot thank you enough for all you've done for us. You've molded us into better men than when we first arrived. Your care for us and sacrifices you've made on our behalf, patience, your guidance, and your commitment to our success is something we will carry with us always. One of the biggest thank yous I need to say is to my class. Whether you're a four-year man or a PG that just showed up this year, without each other, this could have been a very long senior year. Nothing could seem to break us, and whatever came close only seemed to make us stronger. When I was elected president in the spring of my junior year, I asked the boys to join me in an ambitious goal. Over the course of my first 3 years here at Salisbury, I had become dissatisfied with the overall school spirit and how we supported one another both on and off the field. We'd become lazy, and I felt as if it was affecting more affecting more than just winning and losing. When we returned for our senior year, I gave the boys the word relentless to define us in everything we did this year. We'd be relentless in the classroom, relentless on the athletic field, and relentless in the dorms. We'd cheer for one another, we'd support our teammates and our classmates, and we'd instill a spirit in Salisbury that would hopefully last well after today. I have to thank everyone for a job well done. The energy you created this year was like no other. When the football team was down by a touchdown to Avon late in the game and their fans smelled blood in the water, the boys responded and picked us up and carried us to one of the best wins of the season. When you guys packed a fan bus to go to Kent on a Saturday night and out-cheered the home fans to survive 4 penalty kills, 2 penalty shots to win 1-0, I knew we'd arrived. And it just wasn't on the field of play. We were part of something special and it began to flow through us in every part of life here on the hilltop. This year, in my 6th form English class, we read a poem that really hit home with me. The poem Ulysses by Alfred Lord Tennyson is the story of Ulysses of Ithaca and his return back to his homeland after the Trojan War. In the poem, there is a quote that really spoke to me and reminded me of you boys. That quote is, "I am a part of all that we have met. I am a part of all that I have met." When I first read the quote, I took a deep look at what it actually meant. Ulysses had just spent 20 years of his life at war and was adventuring back to his homeland of Ithaca. Everyone that he had met along the way was a part of him and played a part in defining him. He had toiled through blood, sweat, and tears, and nothing could seem to break him, and he learned a lesson from everything that he had experienced along the way. Now, we haven't been through 20 years of war, blood, sweat, and tears, but it sure feels like it. We have been through a lot as a class, and I think I can speak for all of us in saying we have learned some incredible things about ourselves as young men. In the good times and bad, we persevered, and we sit here today anxious to walk down that path. Thinking back over this year, there are so many memorable moments, but there are 3 moments in particular that I think truly define us and what we have accomplished, both as a senior class and as a school. The first is a no-brainer. This winter, the Kent School came to Salisbury for their first meeting of the 2012 hockey season. I've been to a lot of great hockey games in my 4 years here at Salisbury, but none as meaningful and as special as that one. The game was so much different than anything I had been a part of because we won it as a community. Obviously, the majority of the credit goes to the boys out on the ice, but the rest of us were there in full force. Dressed in white and screaming our hearts out until that final horn blew, Salisbury would be victorious that day. At one point, we were down by a goal in the 3rd period, and there was just a feeling inside all of us that knew we were going to take that game into overtime. Sure enough, our dear old friend Kevin from Kent let us right back in, and the game was tied. I'd never heard the Rudd rink get so loud. In overtime, there wasn't a single person sitting, there wasn't a single person who wasn't cheering, and there wasn't a single doubt in anyone's mind that we were going to win that game. There was a point I paused for a second just to take it all in. I looked at the boys on the ice, and they were gasping for breath, and there wasn't anything that was going to stop them except the sound of the goal horn. I looked at the boys in the stands and their determination to give our team the will to win, and then I looked at Kevin, and I knew there wasn't a chance in hell we weren't going to win that game. Sure enough, John Stevens scored the game-winning goal just a minute into overtime. The celebration was amazing, and we celebrated as a school that night, and it will always be a special moment that I will never forget. One of the unique things about Salisbury School compared to a day school is that we live together. We are a family. Unfortunately, not every moment we experienced was as gleeful as beating Kent in overtime. This past year, we lost one of our Sam brothers, and losing a family member was one of the hardest things I've ever had to deal with. It took a toll on this class and this community. The toll that it took on this class and community was tremendous. But the most amazing part about this group of boys is how strong it made us, and how we used our fallen brother as motivation to become even closer than before. We miss you, Tio. You were an incredible person, and you brought smiles and laughs to everyone who came in contact with you. Unless, of course, they played for the other team, then you'd be delivering some nasty checks and bruises, which would sometimes bring us pain to even watch. We know you're watching over us today, and that you'll be walking down that aisle with us in spirit. Finally, there is one moment that I think truly defines our senior class, and I bet you can guess what it is. It's right now. This is the most special moment I have ever been a part of. This is the moment where we can sit and think about everyone we have met, everything we have dealt with, and everything that has made us into the men we are at this very moment. We are such a tight class, and knowing that this will be the last time we are together for a while is definitely a saddening feeling. It is also a great feeling knowing how close we are, and knowing how the friendship we created at school this year will last forever. I'm grateful having the chance to spend 4 years together and create the amazing bond we share. So I would like to rewrite that quote by Ulysses to fit us. We are a part of all that we have met. Whether it was good or bad, we are here today because of everything we've endured. It's been an amazing experience, and this class will hold a special place in my heart for the rest of my life. Loyalty and honor. Thank you.